Hello students, in today's chemistry class, you will learn about compounds. This is the second topic of chapter 3, elements, compounds and mixtures. So let's see what are compounds. When two or more elements chemically combine in a fixed ratio by mass, the obtained product is known as a compound. Compounds can be defined as substances consisting of two or more different types of elements in a fixed ratio of its atoms. So, you can say the compound is a pure substance and it is made up of two or by the combination of two or more elements, but their ratio is fixed. When the elements combine, some individual property of the elements is lost and the newly formed compound has new properties. So, you can say the compound, the product formed by the combination of two or more elements, the product has completely different properties from the previous one. Compounds are represented by their chemical formula. The next is the characteristics of compound. As you know, the compound is a pure substance and it is always homogeneous. Means its constituents cannot be separated by simple physical method. Point number 3, it is always represented by a formula. For an example, sodium chloride, whose formula is sodium chloride, its formula is NaCl, methane, CH4 and glucose C6H12O6. There must be at least two different types of atom in a compound. Last point, and compounds, they have a fixed composition and therefore a fixed ratio of atoms represented by a fixed formula. So these are the characteristics of a compound. Now atoms and molecules. Atoms are the smallest particle of an element which may or may not have an independent existence but always take part in a chemical reaction. And the examples are, you can see here, the oxygen atom, carbon atom, hydrogen, phosphorus. All these atoms are represented by a single picture. It means all atoms are the smallest particle of an element and they are always exist in a single unit. The next is molecules. Molecules always exist independently and retain their physical and chemical properties. Atoms of same or different elements can join together to form molecules. You can see in the picture, the first one, oxygen molecule made up of two atoms. The second is CO2, that is carbon dioxide molecule made up of one carbon atom and two oxygen atoms. And the last one, H2O, that is water molecule made up of two hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom. The next is atomicity. Atomicity can be defined as the total number of atoms that composes a molecule. Simply put, it is the number of atoms present in a molecule. For example, the molecule of oxygen, that is O2, it is composed of two oxygen atoms. So its atomicity will be 2. And based on the number of molecules, depending upon the number of atoms, molecules can be categorized into different categories, that is monoatomic, diatomic, triatomic and polyatomic. Monoatomic means consist of only one atom. Diatomic molecules consist of 2 atoms. Triatomic means consist of 3 atoms. And polyatomic molecules means consist of more than 3 atoms. Generally, all metals are monoatomic, means all the metal elements, their atom exist as a single unit. It means they consist of only one atom. You can see here some pictures are provided. First one, monoatomic molecules. The example you can see: sodium atom, zinc, magnesium, helium, argon, krypton and neon. These are the example of monoatomic molecules, and all these are consist of only one atom. The next is diatomic molecules, consist of 2 atoms. You can see hydrogen molecule consists of 2 atoms of hydrogen. Oxygen molecule consists of 2 atoms. Same here with nitrogen and chlorine, composed of 2 atoms. The next is triatomic molecules. In triatomic molecules, the molecule consists of 3 atoms of same element. Example is ozone. Ozone is composed of 3 atoms of oxygen and its molecular formula is O3. And it is an example of triatomic molecule. And the last one is polyatomic molecules. Polyatomic means the molecules contain more than 3 atoms, and which consist of more than 3 atoms, they are called as polyatomic molecules. You can see first one, phosphorus, containing 4 atoms, and the second one is sulfur molecule containing 8 atoms of sulfur. So these are the pictures of the molecules depend upon the number of atoms. Next, molecular formula. The molecular formula can be defined as the formula that gives the actual number of atoms involved in the compound. Example, molecular formula of glucose is C6H12O6, and based on this formula you can say that carbon atoms in this formula, that is C6H12 and O6, it has 6 carbon atoms and 12 hydrogen atoms and 6 oxygen atoms. The next is significance of a formula. A formula indicates the elements present in a compound. Second, it indicates the number of atoms of each kind of elements present in the compound. Third, it makes the calculation of mass of one molecule of a compound easier. Example is NH3, ammonia molecule. It indicates one molecule of ammonia formed of 1 atom of nitrogen and 3 atoms of hydrogen. You can see in the beginning of this NH3 means before N, no number is written here. So it means 1 is here. So that's why it represents one molecule of ammonia, which is composed of 1 atom of nitrogen and 3 atoms of hydrogen. Similarly, with the case of, another example is 2H2O. Here written, before H here, number is written 2 and it represents 2 molecules of water. And you know, 1 molecule of water is composed of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. And this complete formula represents 2 molecules of water, because before H2O here 2 is written. If it will be 3, then 3 molecules of water, and if it will be 4, then 4 molecules of water. For more details, just go through your textbook. Today's homework: define atom, molecule and compound. Question number 2, define atomicity. Mention different types of molecules based on the number of atoms. Question number 3, what is molecular formula? Mention its significance. And the last one note is there. Draw the figures given in page number 37. And all these questions and these figures you will draw in your chemistry notebook. Thank you.